place, I did mention that this place, I did actually mention to you, Doctor, that with this place, it's dilapidated, right? Because it doesn't have any students, but it's still standing because it has people that are working under it. So the beautiful part about it is that it's a place whereby we need to just open it up and do something that's going to be good for the community, that's going to work with the community, and then that's also going to feed the community somehow. So Harashaba School said we're looking at a place which is, I do not know hectares, so I will not explain it in hectares, but I do know that so from the gate up until there, the robots, where we're looking at the area, and then we've got roughly, I think we've got about, if I can mistake, plus minus 40 classes, if I'm mistaken, about 40 classes, one office, and then that's another place, Mabewana. It used to be a library, and then we've got 2 toilets that side. I'm just giving you the picture of the whole place, and yeah, that's the roundup of everything. And then here we just have the gardening area, and then as we want, obviously, but I can't do something so that's the thing in the and then we do have businessmen we've got carpenters, we've got upholstery, and then I think relatively electrician will be a hard or to somebody and then yeah, because I get more high but I do know that a lot of classes are vacant. And you can utilize of course, but yeah, that's the roundup of everything. It's big enough, it's good for running water, so I seem to think I also somehow love
these are the toilets that I was speaking of. That's the first one, the second one. I think this was boys and girls, because it's written over there. It's got boys over there and then it's got girls on the other side. And that's where it ends up over there. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is like, it's not just rehabilitation for substance abuse. It's not the primary thing.
Yes.
Alright, so it's rehabilitation for substance abuse, that is included.
Yes.
And skills. And mental health.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. That's huge. And it's beautiful, I understand, because even now I work in the field of psychology, right? I do addiction, I do trauma counseling also. Not limited to that, I understand. Yeah. So I'm a huge believer in overall working like overall, because I don't believe substance abuse like anyone that can cause like all of those things that you are speaking of, right? There's a holistic system in causing all of these things, and you covered a lot, in terms of mental health and all of that. What I do is like Kirana Kidiale Institute, right?
Yes.
So that's basically a school. When we walked in, like, you know what I mean, it looked like, I looked at this and I saw gold. You say dilapidated, I didn't see that at all. I understand. I see gold, yeah. And when I say gold, I'm not talking about anything material, right? I'm talking about in terms of what we could offer, you know what I mean, into like communities, into the minds, into I see resource, and like from 2002, that's what you said, I think, roundabout, right? So it's been waiting for that, beyond anything else, it's been, right? How do you think I could assist? Okay, rather, let me tell you what I do. Maybe that can give you like an overall, right? I know I'm a head counselor in clinics, right? I work in substance abuse right now, right? But even if I'm in substance abuse, I don't deal with drugs really. You know what I mean? I deal with holistic healing. I look at recovery as healing, right? Not substance abuse. Substance abuse is just the symptom, really. You know what I mean? Of everything else, you know what I mean? There's all these, and I focus more on the underlying issues, because if we deal with that, then we don't need to deal with the substance abuse, you know what I mean? It won't be a problem anymore because the root has been sorted, right? So basically, now that's what I do, I deal with trauma. You know, that's my specialty in actual fact. Like, you know, it's not substance abuse, it's actually trauma counseling. So yeah, I deal with trauma, of which most of the behaviors, you know, cognitive thinking and behavioral, personality, character-wise, and everything, you know, stems mostly from that.
Yeah.
I understand. It chooses who I become. It chooses how I react or don't react. You know, it chooses how productive I am and or not productive. Are you with me?
Yes.
It chooses everything. It chooses my partner for me. In actual fact, I promise you, you know, it's so huge. We use it loosely nowadays, I understand, and not understanding the impact that it causes on blah, blah, blah. So we're working on a workbook right now, and as a skill, you know, it would be nice to have skills, but if I do not have the skill, you know, to regulate me, or I don't understand me, I mean, that skill in and of itself cannot help me in any way imaginable, right? I cannot sit in the class if I don't feel like I'm good enough, you know what I mean? I've got all of these limiting false belief systems about myself, you know, that tends to be a block in me. You know, I can't even take in any education or whatever you're trying to instill in me until I deal with that part, right? So now that's what I'm about, really, beyond anything else.
From an early age, many of my patients were exposed to trauma and adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs. This includes emotional, sexual, or physical abuse, violence, neglect, discrimination, poverty, and other adverse events. ACEs occur in all socioeconomic groups, but are more common in low-income and minority populations. For young children, repeated exposure to trauma can impact brain development and literally rewire the brain's response to stress. So as they grow up, many struggle with issues related to emotional regulation, like depression, anxiety, or substance use disorders.